Back in Britain, the secret was out. In just 2 summers, the age of outdoor raves had arrived.
Anyone who could put on a party in the open air, like the Ibiza clubs, which was everyone's aim, was always to get something, something great and happy and free. And I really do believe the raves started from that same sort of sense of optimism. Oh, wouldn't it be great if we could have a party outside? Wouldn't it be great if we had a massive party outside?
Ecstasy did give you that feeling like you want to be native and you want to go on a hill and dance at the moon and take your clothes off and be tribal, So I think it captured that, and that's why it captured that particular generation.
Everything starts with an E. You got Kama Sutra, right foot full of flames. Let's go, let's go.
I think the fact that you couldn't do anything after 3 o'clock was really getting to piss people off at the time, because if you were dancing and if you were buzzing, you really wanted to carry on, and there was just nowhere you could go.
Go out on a Friday, go out on a Thursday, go out on a Wednesday, and just stay out for as long as humanly possible. I disappeared. So did everyone I knew. We just lived off food from service stations, sort of grazing up and down motorways.
Phone up, you'd find the addresses, and you were just determined that you were going to have a damn good time when you were there, and no one was going to stop you. You felt that it was the right to party, basically.
The ravers refused to believe that something which was so much fun could be bad for you. Parents were worried their children were out all night taking Class A drugs, and local residents were angry at their lack of sleep. Something had to give.
As we got to the spring of '89, we didn't really know what was happening. What we did know was the M25 was becoming something of a car park for young people without us realising what the activity was.
Once you'd taken an E, you always felt like you had some kind of bond with anyone that also had done it. If to say, don't tell anyone. It was always like, you're in the club sort of thing. I don't think the police really knew what was going on at the time. They were sort of stood back in amazement because there was no one causing any trouble. They were just having fun.
The surveillance that was undertaken by us in the first place revealed that drugs were coming onto the scene liberally. You're really now beginning to get some measure of what you're up against, and we pursued that. We diverted them off with bogus messages. Sunrise used to put out that they were going somewhere on their bogus radios off the top of the buildings in East London, and we got our own radio system, and we used to send them to Colchester and all over the country, which the police down there weren't very pleased with us, but it got it off our patch,
Yeah. We became quite good at that, didn't we, as I remember.
We were rebels, you know what I mean? It sounds silly, but there was nothing better than being told, for a police thing that you can't, you've got to turn your car around, and parking up, climbing over the fence, and with your record box, and climbing through the fence, and getting onto the stage, and then starting to play at 15,000 people. I mean, that's a buzz. That's like, you're like, it's the naughtiness of it was half the fun.
And you can imagine thousands of people coming from all directions. We just hadn't got the resources to cope with it. Once they're in situ, they'd beaten us effectively.
The only way of stopping the raves was to fine the organisers. As the fines increased, the raves died out.
More acid house parties means more aggravation for local communities, more risk of a major accident to those attending. And that is a matter I hope we never have to debate in this house.
But the change in the law would not stop the rise of the love drug, which was about to have one unexpected social benefit.